Joining me right now is the man bringing them here, board member and country director of the GEF 2026 and CEO of Digital Experts, Alaa Khalifa. Welcome back to Capital Markets. Well,
Thank you,
Alaa,
Basil. Thank you. It's good to be there again.
it's absolutely our pleasure. You have personally led the bid that brought GEF to Cairo. Since we last spoke, Egypt has officially topped Africa's funding table, as we just mentioned. So, when those 200 investors arrive in November, what's the first hard question you expect them to ask, and what's your answer?
Well, I believe that the first question investors will ask will be a very straightforward question. Is Egypt recent performance sustainable, or was it just an exceptional transaction? The answer to that is that Egypt operates, yes, one landmark transaction to elevate the deadlines, and but it's beneath that. We are seeing a very structural improvement. We're seeing logistics, healthcare growth. We're seeing AI adoption. We're seeing climate technology, and also we're seeing enterprise software that comes out from Egypt. Yes, Egypt offers Basil something many markets cannot. We have over 100 million consumers, world-class engineers. The pool of talents is very vast. We have competitive operating cost and a strategic location connecting both Africa and the Middle East with Europe. The objective of GEF this year is not just only celebrating past investment opportunities or what happens in investment deals. It's actually to introduce those investors to the real next generation of companies which are capable of becoming regional and global companies.
Mhm. So, Africa, the big deal database points out that Egypt's number one ranking rests almost entirely on one mega deal. As the person selling Egypt to the world in November, does that concentration worry you, or is one landmark deal exactly how markets get noticed?
Not really. Every major innovation ecosystem has a landmark transaction that could change the global perception. And in my opinion, one straightforward deal can attract international attention. But then after that, a second and a third can improve the ecosystem, for investment. And then our responsibility now, after first, second, third deal, is to convert these visibilities into momentum. And this is exactly what GEF is designed for. We're designed to expose investors to hundreds of founders, not just only one headline company. If investors, Basil, can leave Cairo believing that they have discovered 20 investable opportunities, that instead of just one mega deal or one opportunity, then we have achieved something that is far more valuable than we think.
All right, so now we have a target. A report out just this week says Egyptian venture funds are engineering exits abroad. And this means the partial divestments and cross-border sales because domestic routes are kind of limited. What does GEF need to put on the table to convince investors the exit problem is being solved, not exported?
That's how we have to understand that investors, they don't invest because of companies are easy to build. They invest because exit is actually there and it's possible for them. So our conversation right now must move beyond funding towards liquidity. This means stronger IPO markets, more strategic acquisition, more corporate venture activities, more regional consolidation, more international buyers. And in this part, GEF is very important because GEF at this stage can become a meeting place, not only for investors or founders, but also for corporate companies, for sovereign funds, for private equity firms, and also for any investment bank nowadays. I think, in my opinion, the more exit pathways that we will be able to create in GEF, the more capital that will flow into early stage companies.
And let's expand a little bit more on that. Let's talk about the exit route that matters the most to our viewers, the EGX, of course. MNT Hallen is reportedly weighing a listing at up to $1 billion valuation, and a major delivery player is also preparing a float this year. How important are those two listings to everything you're trying to build?
They are, in my opinion, extremely important, extremely useful, because public listing actually create confidence through the entire investment chain. When founders are successful or creating successful IPO, they build companies differently. In my opinion, when investors are actually working into exit markets, they deploy and inject more money confidently. If companies like MNT, Hallen, or other major technology companies successfully list an IPO, they demonstrate that Egypt can support businesses.
We have time for one more question, one, I think, very important question. Uh, Give investors watching right now a benchmark. By GEF's closing day in November, what one announcement or number coming out of Cairo would tell them Egypt's top ranking is durable, not a one deal story?
Uh, well, I would say that if we are able to become the ecosystem and the environment for having large number of deals during that time, by inviting all of these different entities to participate in that ecosystem, I would say that we have successful creating the right investment environment. And let me tell you something. It's important to 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 understand that what matters is certainty. So if I had to choose a company to invest, I would be because of certainty. So take it from me, capital follows confidence, and confidence follow predictable uh, 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 policies. So what we are trying to do in GF is that we're trying to show how simplified regulations could be. We are trying to protect those investors. We're trying to show them that we have the right governance. We show them that we have the right uh, uh,
Right.
capital or markets for them to inject their capitals. I think GF will be playing a very major role. And let me conclude
Right.
this by telling you, really, Egypt is no longer asking the world, in my opinion, to believe that it's a potential. Egypt nowadays, because of GF and many other conferences like GF, would like the world to come and participate in its growth next
Absolutely. I
decades
think all
of
eyes will be
investment
on
across
Egypt this
this
November. And I
continent.
think we already have an appointment set to talk once again this November. It will be a pleasure, definitely, to have you back once more on the show. Alaa Khalifa, thank you very much for joining us today.